Alright, welcome to part 2 of our Rebirth watch based episode. I think we're calling it Enter the Watchman, right? Does that sound correct? There's silence in the room, so I'm going to go ahead and think that I did something stupid there. Regardless, welcome to Earth 718.
I don't think that's what we called this thing.
Welcome to Earth 718. We're here to talk about Rebirth again for our part 2 that we discussed last week. On the panel again, same faces here. We have Nico, Zaku, and Sterling.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry for the lack of diversity in this podcast. So today, I think we're going to continue our conversation that we had last week. We had a lot to say about just the Watchmen entering the fold of what is the DC Universe main canon. Mm-hmm. So I guess to start us off on that, we'll start with a fun little question to get us thinking about the characters. But of course,
the
that's
question
after.
Is when y'all gonna take
The question
shots?
is the bottle ready?
Question is the bottle ready? Yeah, time to take some shots. So we're gonna start these shots. Gentlemen, if you'd like to lift them up, we will clink glasses. I'm already too drunk for this.
I'm too drunk to taste this chicken.
Too drunk to taste any chicken.
This shit sucks.
Ooh.
It still sucks.
It still
It hasn't
sucks.
gotten better.
Yeah. Over time, you would think, but nope.
It's not a fine wine.
That is god awful to go down, up, wherever you choose.
It's better than Malibu Red that has tequila in it.
Oh, fucking! Who invented alcohol? All right,
I'd like to know.
let's get our brains working.
I need Dr. Manhattan to handle that person.
He's gonna snap it away forever. Let's get our brains working.
See, no
I have
one caught
a
that
question.
joke. I apologize to the Irish. Or maybe not.
Oops.
Who cares?
No,
You might take pride in that.
They probably do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whatever.
damn right we made alcohol.
Question number 1 of today's show is to get us thinking and focused on what is
That's not a question.
Rebirth and podcast. You know what?
Wow.
There's an elbow right here with your name on it.
Elbows.
Hey.
All right. In the sense of the Watchmen entering the fold and being main characters now, what do you think would be the best team up between a Watchmen character and a Justice League character? I'll leave it at that, so that we're not thinking of characters like fucking Doomsday and Rorschach being a team, because I just picture him riding him, and that's not like appropriate at all.
What is wrong with you?
So what do you think would be the best matchup, guys? Go in a circle.
Batman and Dr. Manhattan playing chess.
Oh
And
my
just talking.
God.
As a team up?
That's a
Sure.
That's I guess
Whatever. That could be. This could be a one shot.
But what would they talk about?
Batman and Dr. Manhattan. Everything.
Everything. It's a good one. I can't beat that, so I guess the episode's over.
Thank God.
Thanks for listening.
Sterling, what do you think would be the best matchup? Best team up, excuse me.
Best team up?
Best team up.
I kind of want to see like a villain and a hero team up just to fight Dr. Manhattan. That'd be kind of cool.
Who specifically?
Imagine like Ra's al Ghul and Batman coming together.
Yeah, I could see Lex. I could see Lex becoming involved too.
See
There's
that.
someone that has like a huge stake in the world.
But what about like a Watchmen member and a DC Universe member? Well, I mean, I guess they're all DC Universe members, but I mean like Watchmen,
the main DC. Yeah, we know.
Watchmen and Justice League teaming up to fight someone else. Anyone come to mind?
I would say Oz and Batman.
Oz and Batman.
That'd be another good chess match right there.
That'd be dangerous.
Yeah.
That's a
They
problem.
will probably agree on a lot.
The gear.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They will agree on a lot.
'Cause
the methods might be different, but they have the same goal.
They practically did the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're dealing with all these non-humans, metahuman, superhuman, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, gods. Oz did his homework.
See, that would be interesting. Like, who in their base form? Let's say that Oz is not Ozymandias. Let's say that they're not related.
Yeah.
But in their base form, who's smarter? Peak Bruce Wayne as Batman. I'm not including God Chair Batman. Peak Bruce Wayne as Batman or Ozymandias. Who's smarter?
Ozymandias is smarter.
You think so?
I think so.
Really?
He outsmarted a god.
But see,
this one has Bruce outsmarted a god.
Darkseid, Superman, like the whole Justice League.
Superman doesn't count as a god. He's just an alien.
But he has got. I'm just saying, like, and I agree with you. But I'm just saying, like, Ozymandias had to outsmart one being, supernatural being. Batman outsmarted the Justice League.
Green
Lantern, Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, whoever you want, he could outsmart them.
But this is the thing.
As a team,
They're just in my head. It's just based on power. Like you're saying, oh, he outsmarted Wonder Woman. He outsmarted Hal. He outsmarted.
Batman outsmarted Darkseid.
He outsmarted. You see, but still in my head.
No, and I get Dr. Manhattan's above Darkseid, and I agree with you.
So it's like the one outweighs the many in my book.
Okay.
But then at the same time, it's not like he's had the opportunity.
That's true.
You can't really.
This is where storytelling in the future will come in play. It's like, all right, like what's gonna happen? Because you know, Batman wants a piece of this action.
Oh hell yeah!
If he's still gonna be Batman, he wants to meet Dr. Manhattan.
He wants to go out.
He wants to meet Ozymandias. He wants to meet them and get to know them.
All right. So that's 3 matchups we have here. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think the matchup I would like to see would probably be Night Owl and Damian Wayne, just because I feel like Damian's gonna be a dick the whole time.
Damian will whip his ass.
I would like to see the dynamic of Night Owl with
as soon as he sees the Pudge, he's gonna whip his ass.
But I would love to see them I would love to see them have like a sidekick and leader.
He's not gonna respect
relationship because that would be great. He'd be
disrespecting.
He would disrespect Night Owl so much. So I think that would be so funny.
Yeah. He'll make Night Owl cry.
Yeah, which would be.
But what if in this whole new thing, Night Owl is actually badass?
In my book, he's always been a badass.
How does he change that overnight?
Oh, what about this? How about in his arrogance, the comedian is telling Batman how to kill the Joker. But Batman's like, I know, I just don't want to do it. And comedian's like, well, then you're a fool.
Then you're a fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again,
comedian and the Joker team.
Are we talking comedian before he realized that, he was kind of a piece of shit? Or
comedian always knew he was a piece of shit.
Yeah, but he accepted it.
Yeah, I'm saying he knew who he was.
But are we talking comedian when he was doing it without a care in the world, or the end where he was kind of
at the end he said it himself. It was like he knew it was only a matter of time before all his sins catch up to him. So he knew exactly what he was doing, and he knew eventually would catch up to him.
Comedian is a great
So he accepted his fate since day one.
That's true.
And he did it for the government.
I think this opens us.
Besides the raping of the Vietnam War and all that stuff.
He was a great character who had severe flaws.
He was,
but those make the best characters.
He was very problematic.
He was, but I mean, those make the best characters. It's like, okay, you have a guy who has great intention. He wants to do good in the world, but he's severely flawed. It's like, okay, which side of that character do you weigh more? The part that he wants to do good, that he's done good, or maybe he's a drug addict, or he is a murderer, or he is a pedophile. It's like, which side do you weigh more?
Do you think Alan Moore based the comedian after Robert Downey Jr. because they kind of look similar, and that in the '80s,
Robert Downey Jr.
was fucking on drugs and shit.
He
Go to jail.
You could have.
I mean, see, when you say that, but the young viewers would be like, "Oh, RDJ's Iron Man," but no, before Iron Man, he had a dark past.
Yeah,
Marvel gave him his first big shot after, you know what I'm saying?
He's an example of someone who legitimately had a great comeback.
Oh my god, yes.
And I've watched many RDJ movies pre-Iron Man and post-Iron Man. There was still him trying to get his image back. Yeah. It's the fucking movie with Anton Yelchin, R.I.P. It was a great movie. He was in a movie with Anton Yelchin. It was a great. He played a teacher or principal or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And that was a great role for him.
Was that the one directed by Fred Durst?
I think so. But it was a great movie.
Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like Charlie something.
Yeah.
But it was a great movie. RDJ did great. He wasn't Iron Man in that, so he was great.
Marvel gave him his first big break. This is probably why he's changed. He wants a lot of money, but he's loyal to them. Yeah. Just because it's
Also, I remember watching Less Than Zero where he kind of sucked James Spader's dick for some drugs.
I mean, you remember when he was first casted though?
Yeah.
People talk shit.
They did.
They did talk shit. And then now it's like, you can't have the MCU without RDJ. Yeah. You cannot have it.
He's Tony Stark.
He is Tony.
Looks more like him in the comics.
Tony Stark could be the actor to a biographical film of RDJ.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I love RDJ. Shout out to RDJ if you're listening to this. I know
come on the
busy.
show. You got a number.
Come on.
He does it though.
So let's jump into this then.
If you can't make it, send the suit.
Send Happy.
We named some pretty great team ups. I think that have very various reasons, whether it be playing chess, whether it be fucking up with the dichotomy of the sidekick and main hero.
See, I'll just say, don't mean to cut you off. I'll just say, like, if you are gonna bring the Watchmen full-fledged into the main DC universe, and if they are gonna have a conflict with the Justice League, which eventually that's gonna happen because always happens just for the sake of storytelling, but the main characters of both sides that are intelligent don't have a battle of fists. Have a battle of intelligence. Let them go toe to toe debating. On paper it might be boring, but if you read the actions in the dialogue, you have to see where their philosophical stances come from.
How it leads up to that point.
Yes.
I agree, but I also think it has to be a split 50-50. I think they do need to have, we need to see characters like the comedian get into a brawl with Lobo. Just because
Lobo would whip his ass.
It'll, probably, yeah, I'm sure he would. Yeah. But it would add for some great storytelling in the sense of where including so many characters where have them just expand into the universe. Use them as much as you can. Throw them into as many stories as you can with as many people as you can. Because the issue is let's not forget that the Watchmen took place in what time frame? What year was it?
The 80s.
The Nixon era?
Yeah. Well, Nixon never gave up the presidency.
Yeah, he never.
Yeah, but it really happened in the 80s.
In the 80s. Yeah. So, how old are these characters going to be when we're seeing them in the present timeline? Because
how old
you can't tell me Barry Allen's going to be interacting with the comedian at the same time.
How old is Batman supposed to be?
Again, different timelines.
Yeah.
The age really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true.
Can we talk about Lois Lane getting powers?
And what?
And Rebirth.
Dallas?
Oh yeah, because of the whole Superman and
the
kid thing and everything. I mean, they did the same thing with Spider-Man and Marvel. The whole Spider family.
No.
Family affairs or whatever.
But she got superpowers by injection.
Where Mary Jane has power. Yeah, but no, literally, that's pretty much what it was. Is that they she got powers through him, and then their kid had powers through their,
Kind of like the cartoon, the '90s cartoon story better. I know it's all.
So it's like a safer version. Cause wasn't it in a storyline where, in terms of Spider-Man, it was MJ or another Peter Parker's love interest that they died.
Oh yeah,
because they kept having sex and the radiation killed them.
The dick was so good and the semen was so
lit.
It
was so lit.
It was lit.
It was lit. So she
But we
died.
don't know yet. We don't know yet if it's beholden to Superman or she just got her own powers.
Well, yeah, but I mean
do we know what the powers are?
No, it's just kind of similar to Superman.
Regardless, I think that she will be because let's think of her as, and I'm not. This isn't a sex thing or anything. But Superman. So regardless, she's gonna be kind of lesser than because, so she doesn't stand a chance in a fight with anyone. She does, but not to the level that Superman is. So if he can't, then I'm assuming she can't, just because he's had years to work for his powers. She's just fresh.
He's been absorbing the sun his whole life.
So I think that she's not gonna fit too much into it.
Yeah.
But I think that it's important to talk about the fact that we have so many characters in the DC universe that have never interacted with the Watchmen characters, and it would be nice to see how that happens.
Question and Rorschach.
That'd be pretty wild.
Yeah.
So let's go off of that. I mean, what kind of conversations do we think are going to happen in this new motion into what is DC? Because we have so many characters to play with that there has to be some crazy interaction. You have to understand that Harley Quinn and Silk Spectre will probably have a conversation at some point because it's available now.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think about that?
Well, I think in reality, Question and Rorschach would just be sort of muffled to each other because they're both under masks. So you'd be like,
Not for Rorschach speaks clearly under his mask.
huh?
Rorschach speaks clearly.
No, I know. Yeah, but
supposedly.
I'm just saying, in real life, if you take up a baklava, whatever you call that, your voice is sort of muffled.
Yeah,
you
no.
know?
A Question
mind the
has
alarm
one
outside.
over her head too. Since Question's a her nowadays, a Dominican her. Hi-yo.
Hey.
But yeah, you see, that's a good example of this would be a ridiculous thing to happen. Anyone else you're thinking of Green Lantern and fucking Night Owl just talking about.
Well, how about
like,
the Green Lanterns
ships?
in Dr. Manhattan? Because the Green Lanterns are supposed to protect the like all the universes.
The universe.
And Dr. Manhattan is like, well, I can control them if I want to.
So can we come up with an agreement?
Yeah. So it's like now this is a new, like, a political universal power in play now, Dr. Manhattan.
Or
You know?
we can just keep it very simple. He'll just walk into one of their meetings and look at me. I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
I'm the captain.
And there's literally nothing you can do about it.
Nothing
Yeah,
you
there's
can do
nothing
about
you
it.
can Yeah.
What other interactions? I think that's great. Dr. Manhattan and the Green Lanterns. Sterling, do you have one in mind of who interacting with who?
Recently, you got Bane coming into the fold.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Bane.
Batman.
Super smart man right there.
Yeah.
So Bane and who from the Watchmen realm of things?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, we
that's
still doing
that's
this.
a
Oh
monkey
no,
wrench.
we moved on.
That's a monkey wrench for me there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, Bane is smart. He's one of the smartest beings in all of DC. So, yeah.
I would love to see like a conversation between what's his face? What's that guy's name? I would love to see a conversation between I'm fucking blanking. Dr. Manhattan and just like a lesser figure in DC. Like if you get what I mean. Like a smaller character like Zatanna.
Beast Boy.
Like Zatanna or
Starfire.
Starfire.
or even Doctor Strange. What would he say to someone like that?
Doctor Strange. Oh,
Because not Doctor Strange. Oh, no, Dr. Fate.
yeah, I was gonna say like
Sorry.
Doctor
What are you
Strange,
talking
bro.
about?
Alcohol, but Dr. Fate is like has
Too
a-
many doctors in this podcast.
Yeah, there's too many doctors. Too many doctors. There we go. That's the title. But Dr. Fate has like a very specific philosophy behind him, behind the passing of the helmet and the powers. So how would a being like that interact with Dr. Manhattan, who is like an all-powerful being? Because it's like it goes along the questions of like, oh, if someone were to talk to me about God from a Catholic sense, and then we're talking about God from an Islamic sense, it's very different. It's not the same. We're talking about Buddha and God, and different religions have different visions of God. So if Dr. Manhattan fits into this, what about people like Dr. Fate and where his powers come from?
Yeah.
How would that conversation go?
Yeah.
I think that's like an important thing to touch upon, because it brings it to a whole new level of just religion and how that affects things. How can we carry this conversation to the next level? Plot. Where do we think it's going next? We didn't really get. We got into the whole aspect of, maybe they were working together, Ozymandias and Dr. Manhattan. But what could be like? Where could the plot lead next? I'm drunk, so my words are like mixing. Obviously. Like, yeah, maybe this is brought out into the world, but how do they stop it? As you said, you don't think anyone can combat Dr. Manhattan, so how do you think this can be stopped? I'm asking you a question, answer it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why be so aggressive?
Right,
we're getting aggressive
You're being so
today.
hostile right now.
Why are you mad though?
If Oz is Ozymandias, he's gonna have to teach him how to defeat Dr. Manhattan, because he's the only one that knows. And like Batman, Superman, the Justice League, whatever, don't have the luxury of time to learn and to defeat them. They don't. 'Cause he's already changed his shit. They lost 10 years of experience. They lost 10 years of relationships. So it's like they don't get that type of time to learn. To wait and see.
So you're implying that there's no option of which they can beat him.
No.
There's not a lot of room for trial and error.
So then that jumps into the next question, which is, if they can't beat him, how do they learn to live in a world that is already being run by an all-seeing eye?
No, they
It's
could.
not even a matter of learning how to live in that world. It's just try to figure out, like he said, the only chance that they. Well, are you saying this in terms of if something like what he said?
If hypothetically they can't beat him, how does the rest of DC universe look? Because it's obviously they can't fucking. If they can't kill him, then they kind of have to figure out what to do next anyway.
Prevent nuclear war. Prevent that. Make him happy. Now go away, please.
Easier said than done.
I know. Humans suck.
I don't know. I mean, they can beat him, but it's gonna have to come from another being to teach him how.
This is definitely not something that they have the time
Yeah.
to learn. Like, it's not like Batman hanging out with the Justice League and learning about them and saying, okay, now.
But we
I
are
know.
talking about Batman. He might just pull a file from his drawer like I've been waiting for this day. Boom. This is how we beat him.
I've always known about
I've
this
known about the
motherfucker.
Doctor.
Yeah.
I've known about the Doctor. I've had his file this whole time.
I've been observing the Watchmen universe for like 30 years now. I know how to beat them.
I've been hopping timelines because I have the power to. I mean, I went
what if
back
that's
in
the
time.
case? What if that's the case? Like he knew about the Watchmen universe and he was like, okay, I'm ready for them if they decide to come here.
But then
he
it
just
becomes
needs to
an
figure
issue.
it out.
But then it becomes an issue of why did he not tell the people on his team?
Because remember, he lost 10 years. So maybe he's not there yet. Maybe pre-New 52, he had the answers. And this is why Dr. Manhattan erased the 10 years. Like, okay, just like, just to put it back to Marvel, supposedly Black Panther claimed he has a plan for Galactus. It's in his drawer. So if the Galactus ever comes back, Black Panther has an answer for him. Maybe Batman had that. And this is why...
Hashtag Black Excellence.
There you go. We'll get back to that closer we get to Black Panther. So maybe that was it. The reason why it was 10 years because Dr. Manhattan realized, okay, 10 years ago, he developed a plan for me. So I'm going to erase the past 10 years because it took him a decade to observe, take notes, and come up with a solution. So now he has to start all over again, but I'm not going to give him the time because now I'm going to directly intervene.
Okay.
I was saying they could go a lot with this.
I mean, I feel like...
But, okay. How... Because, my knowledge is very slim here. How close are Flash and Batman?
Very.
They're very
Very?
close.
Very.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
in this
so-
interpretation of both of them, they're very close.
Yeah.
So,
They've been working together
as-
for some time.
as
Yeah.
I said earlier, one of my theories is, what if, again, everything goes through regularly, Flash, after everything's happened, Dr. Manhattan has his way, goes back in time. And then tells Batman, no one else, just Batman, because he knows how Batman is. Bro, shit's gonna get fucked up. There's this guy named Dr. Manhattan. Here's the deal. Here's what I know about him.
What do you mean?
Where is he?
That would be a great
So, like,
way,
that's,
yeah.
like, right now the only potential way.
Yeah.
Where, like, Oz obviously.
And then
is
again,
independent
Flash
square.
will be the savior of the timeline, which honestly, among Justice League, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even though he fucks it up,
He
all
fucks
the
it up
time,
for selfish reasons,
He's
but,
the reason
yeah.
things are fucked up.
That's
so
true.
I guess it makes sense.
No, but you know what's crazy? I'm intervening because what's crazy was I forgot who said it. I'm not sure if it was the guy from DC or they specifically said it in the comic, but even though Flash went back in time and that created the whole Flashpoint paradox, he didn't change the timeline. It was the other being, aka maybe Dr. Manhattan. He had nothing to do with that. It was, well, we're gonna say it's Dr. Manhattan right now. We'll correct it later on, but it was Dr. Manhattan who did it. Flash had nothing to do with that. He didn't change it. He just went back in time. So it wasn't his fault.
So at this point, everything that's gone wrong in DC is Dr. Manhattan's fault.
Yeah, but what if this whole thing comes to a close and we find out, oh, it wasn't Dr. Manhattan's fault that the timeline was fucked, but the other being was actually like past, like future Barry Allen.
By the next issue and find out.
Right, exactly. Oh shit! I'm the one who caused my own lightning
it's,
bolt.
what
Therefore,
is
I
it? It's,
fucked up the world.
What, Savitar?
Savitar, yeah.
God of Speed.
The God of Speed. You just ruined the whole fucking show for everyone who doesn't watch
And
this.
people are not caught up.
Savitar, yes, is Barry Allen. For those of you who didn't watch.
Hashtag spoilers.
Hashtag
I don't give a fuck.
spoiler. But yeah, I mean, it was a good season, I think. It was a little bit... Tom Felton, You got fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah, whatever.
Harry Potter characters. In the fold.
They have time to kill.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that's a great way of putting it. And you, the one who said a week ago that you weren't well learned in the Rebirth. About a week ago. You were saying, hey, I don't have anything to offer for this conversation. And there you go. You offered a pretty great theory. Sterling, what do you
I'm
think?
a goddamn genius.
You're a genius. What do you think about that? I mean, I think that's a cool way of doing it. You know, Barry Allen, you know, going back in time as a, you know, way to fix the timeline that was fucked up.
Is he able to go back in time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm saying in this one.
Yeah, because
no,
him and
yeah.
yeah, he most certainly is.
He's not getting stuck.
Because he has the so what it's called is the fucking time treadmill or something like that.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
He just runs on. And
Well, him and Batman ran on, which look ridiculous, but I'm with it though.
But I guess it contains his speed because treadmills don't break if you're running too fast on them. Yeah, so he could do it. It's just weird.
It is weird. There's so many things going on, man, in this Rebirth.
It is.
It's a lot to
consume and digest and like kind of like tie them all together.
Yeah.
But like with the Flash stuff, I don't know. I feel like if Dr. Manhattan's involved, his whole like time travel thing could be foiled if he can destroy a timeline that he's trying to save.
Oh,
you know, how Dr. Manhattan could just pick him from the Time Force, just like, boop, you're out.
You're out. You're not doing that.
Yeah, like, no, you're not doing that anymore.
That'd be fun. I think it presents a lot because, yeah, Dr. Manhattan is a powerful force who we haven't seen his true power. So
I think
who knows?
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Yeah.
We're getting there.
No, also Oz has been like a key figure in a lot of these things where he kind of like meddles in like the storylines to like save certain characters.
Yeah. But now we're gonna have to show how Ozymandias' true potential now, because now if you bring him into the fold of DC, it's like, okay, now you have Batman who's intelligent, Bane, Tim Drake. There's a lot of other intelligent minds. It's like, okay, what separates Ozymandias from the rest? So maybe you bump his intelligence more, like he's smarter than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what they go
He
with
might be super smart, but I'm also like saying that if the Oz character that's in Rebirth may not be Ozymandias.
Mm-hmm.
Because in like the Superman, the detective comics that happen where like they're in the what's that zone called?
Negative zone?
No.
What?
The
Yeah.
While we have this small moment of break,
Had a small
name
fact
your
checking break.
favorite during the fact check. Name your favorite.
Phantom Zone.
Phantom
Phantom Zone.
Okay. See,
Then what's the negative zone?
I don't know.
The negative zone is the move that Luigi had in Super Smash Bros.
No,
literally, it was the negative zone. His ultimate
Negative
was
zone was
that
something.
like
Hold
he made a circle of black that would make you lose health if you were in it. I'm being real. That's the negative zone.
no, I believe you. I'm just saying.
Right?
It's kind of a dumb move.
It's kind of
But anyways,
dumb
as I was
move.
saying, in that one issue, I think it's like fairly recent, where like it was like Superman's in the Phantom Zone, and like kind of the Oz character helped save the Superman family to get out of the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. No.
But how do you know how to operate Kryptonian technology?
Mm.
How can you read Kryptonian?
Maybe he's smart, man. He could probably learn how to read it.
And the negative zone is Marvel. So, same concept, different company.
It's also Luigi.
Well, I
what
don't
you
say
said.
Smash.
When I'm with you, all I get is Waluigi. Quick break. We're at about the halfway point. Favorite?
Break? Oh.
No, not like literal.
Like,
break,
we don't
more
got
like
sponsors. We can put a
question
commercial in
break.
here.
Shout outs to Geico for giving us all.
Shout out to
insurance.
anybody who wants to sponsor us. We need checks.
We need checks. We need money.
We're not doing this for the money, but we would like the money.
Yeah.
But we would like to.
We would like
So
to
you do
know.
fun things like give away stuff.
Yeah.
Next episode, we're
We'll give
giving
away the next release date of the next episode.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
perfect. People will like that.
Become an insider.
So quick question: favorite Watchmen character? Just quick, one word. Don't even explain why. Just say it.
You did it quick. This is hard
I'll
as hell
start
for me.
because I already know my answer.
Go ahead.
Night Owl's my favorite because I think he's a great alternate. Oh, I said I would just give a one-word answer. Night Owl. You may go.
Comedian. He's funny.
He's great. Boom.
I like Rorschach.
Rorschach. It's a good answer. All good characters.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to the Watchmen, it's very
Ozzy.
limited.
That's true.
Ozzy.
Really, if you would.
Thanks.
Of course.
Fucking
Why you let him
White-
get there long?
You white supremacist loving mother.
I'm not even white.
I didn't say you were white. I
Hey
said
man,
you're a white supremacist.
Uncle Ruckus ain't white.
Exactly. Boom.
That's true.
What, you trying to
No,
call
because
me
I
white
like
sister?
Ozzy because he shares the same philosophical principles I do, utilitarianism.
Oh, okay.
So the greater good for the many.
Someone called the police.
That's what
No,
a
that's what
lot
it
of
is.
politicians believe that.
Yeah, but it also means that if there were like a homeless
Well-
guy in the street, you kick him if it benefited
Well, I
multiple
think a lot of-
people.
How many of our presidents, including the
All right, so you know,
Obama.
what, let me,
Alright, let's not get political.
let me pose a question with turn me into utilitarianism, okay?
You just triggered him.
Oh, you just triggered me.
Trigger.
Let me give you the same exact question, which was given to me in a video game, Knights of the Old Republic, which Revan was a utilitarianist, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
This nigga gotta bring Star Wars into everything.
Of course. Have you not seen my body?
Hey.
It's all dedicated to Star Wars.
It
Hey,
is.
Disney, cut that check.
Refuse
for
to-
that.
Instagram has seen my body. It's all there.
I
If you're a
refuse.
fan, you've seen my body.
Don't
Anyway,
send us-
I haven't seen
Assist.
everything.
I haven't seen everything.
I refuse
You
to
got-
answer that question on whether
Alright,
it's
so
in your
now-
body or not.
So I'm paraphrasing, but I think I got just now. Let's say you are a leader of your, let's say, country. Let's not even go planet. 'Cause, you know, Star Wars.
I
they go
am a
planet.
leader in my country. I lead myself to multiple
All right, fine.
bathrooms
All
and
right, so now,
fridges.
let's say you guys are a leader of your own separate countries, right? And your main adversary, your main rival, your main opponent, right? You learned you're in a war with them, but you learned in 3 days their shields are gonna go down. So you could target them, their capital, destroy everything. The war will end. 3 days, the shields are gonna go down, right? But in 2 days, they're gonna hit you, your capital, and 2 of your major cities with a nuclear bomb, right? Now, what do? Keep in mind that if you decide to intercept their nuclear weapons on day 2, they know that their information has been leaked. So now their shields will go down. So now what would you sacrifice? Would you sacrifice the lives of 3 major cities, your capital and 2 other major cities, to end the war on the 3rd day? Or would you intercept their nuclear weapons to know, to prevent American lives, because we're all American here, American lives from being lost?
You know,
But you give it away.
Certainly,
know what
I
I'll do?
have questions.
Go ahead.
I think.
Go ahead.
I'll send in the mooch because he gets rid of the leakers.
Yes.
Gets rid of all the
He's
leakers.
gonna fire everybody.
Yo,
and
the
he's
mooch.
not. What's his
Bannon.
name? He's not banning because he don't suck his own cock.
Exactly.
There you go.
The mooch will
I'm
handle
gonna
it.
ask you a question.
But this is the question that I was posing in the video game. I was like, this makes sense. And what my favorite Star Wars character Revan chose was he would allow the nuclear bombs. They weren't nuclear bombs. I'm just saying for our understanding, he would allow those bombs to go off in those major cities because he made sacrifice. Let's say like New York, L.A.,
the greats are
whatever.
close.
Let's say like 30 million.
Why don't you keep it East Coast?
All right, fine, whatever. But let's say 30
York,
million.
Boston.
Let's say 30 million American lives will be lost on Tuesday.
The greats are good.
But on Wednesday, you hit their capital, and the war's over. You won.
He hasn't taken account nuclear fallout.
But I'm just saying. But it's like what
Everybody's gonna
But it's
die.
like, what do you want? Do you want to
Sterling.
prolong the war for 10
Right.
more years or?
I have a question
Yes.
because this is. I know this is like a philosophy based like
It is.
question
It is,
of,
yes.
of where do you lie
And it warrants
with the
questions.
facts that were
Yes,
given.
yes.
But my question is, and I guess this is the difference of our perspectives here, is that I would instantly ask, where the fuck did our shield go? I'm sorry, but you're telling me that like these other fucking countries that we hate got shields, but we don't got one.
Well,
if we've been spying on them, why don't we have?
And
shields,
I agree,
all right?
but just I would just say for the sake of this argument, let's just stick with the situation I presented
For the
you.
sake of this argument,
In 2 days, there's gonna be.
I would pack my bags. I would go.
You're the leader of the country.
Yeah. I would, but
Okay.
like, let's say if I'm the leader of the country and I was living in New York, I would pack my bags and be like, deuces, I'm gonna rebuild.
Okay, let's say, all right, no, you're in DC. They're not attacking DC. They're attacking New York, Boston, and let's say
Well,
Miami.
See, that's the problem. They should be attacking DC because
There's a
I
shield
understand,
around
I
DC.
understand.
I'm saying, so like, what would you do? Would
I
you
would-
allow the attack to happen
I
to
would
end
let
the
the
war
bombs
the next
to fall
day?
because I'm not a psychopath.
You were intercept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the option is lose people
Okay. But
and take many enemies out,
And
or
what-
lose
and what-
no one and gain no one.
And
you know?
what if that decision leads to the war? You have another 10 years of war, meaning you kill more people within those 10 years. So instead of losing, instead of losing 30 million of your lives in one day to end the war the next day, you lose 60 million throughout the 10-year war.
Because of my decision to let them strike and then for me to strike.
Okay.
No. That's what I'm asking. Is like, because you said that those 10 years of war would happen because I chose to let
by
the bombs
you
land
intercepting.
Here. Oh no, I'm saying I would choose to not intercept.
Not intercept
to attack them.
No, wait, no. The bombs are dropping on Tuesday. What are you doing? Are you blocking or not?
I'm not blocking.
You're not
this
blocking.
Isn't magic. I'm not.
No,
blocking.
I'm simplifying it.
I'm not blocking,
Okay.
so I can attack them the next day.
And you end the war.
And end the war.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means you're willing to sacrifice 30 million lives to save 60 million over a 10-year span.
Yeah, because the numbers, you know.
Then what's that? Utilitarianism.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. Okay, Isaac.
Nah.
Izaku.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much for me.
Too much. Okay.
But I wouldn't. No. In terms of like, I personally.
Just bloodshed in one day.
I would not want to sacrifice people.
Okay.
In order to win a war.
Okay.
Instead, I'll deal with prolonging with the word
So
going
you-
on.
so
Because
you
I'm
will-
not technically. It's
So
not
you
like
will
I'm
block on Tuesday,
I will block on Tuesday,
even though they know that on
So
Wednesday that
then
their,
on
their
Wed- it
plans will
ruins the
lead,
plans
so
for
the shields
Wednesday.
are going to stay up.
It'll
Okay.
ruin the plans for Wednesday.
Okay.
But then it's almost like one of the things where how would you got to look at it also as like the rest of the country? How would the rest of the country see it if you literally just said, okay, we're gonna let those people are gonna die.
I didn't know.
But how would it look though?
That's
Now
not
let
me,
me play devil's advocate. How would it look though? Yes, you lost 30 million lives on a Tuesday. Now the country is rallying behind you to end the war, and you end it on the next day. You're gonna go down as an American hero.
It's a lot of morality.
There's no-
because at the end of the day,
there's no right
on
answer
the
here. There is
inside,
no right answer.
Those 30 million lives are on me.
They're on you
So
because
I
you knew
would
it was gonna
not
happen.
be able to bear that.
Exactly. So I'm saying there's no right answer. It's
Yeah.
all about your philosophical mindset.
Yeah, I would not be able to bear
Okay.
that.
Okay.
To get this back on track.
No,
Whoa.
no, but I
it
think
is-
it is on
it's-
track
it-
because that's what happened with the end of Watchmen.
No, it does. I'm not saying it doesn't fit into track. I mean, on track of the comics in sense.
But,
of
okay,
going
but
off
let
of
him
Yeah,
answer. Let him answer.
Certainly.
My final point
Yeah.
is that
What would you do?
well, I'm not gonna answer what would I do, but it's more like I'm making a point of like technology today. Like you got the latest conundrum with like Tesla and their auto driving technology. So they kind of program it in a way where like if it assesses the situation, so that there's like a person on the road, but like it's about to hit a car, it would literally probably sacrifice the person and then like killing a
another
bunch of people.
Yeah.
But if you were the leader, and let's say we're still back in the 70s during the Cold War, and this is the situation you're presented with,
Yeah.
what would you do? Block on Tuesday, but they know on Wednesday that the shields are gonna go down, so the shields don't go down, or take the hit and you end the war the next day, but you're gonna lose 30 million lives.
Well, if this was the 70s, do a lot of cocaine and
Well, yeah, you do a lot of cocaine, and what would you decide?
and then probably come out with a very rational plan.
And you'd be like President Camacho coming out with the machine gun on the buggy or some shit.
Yeah.
But for real, like, then I'm saying, and this will determine like what are you like your philosophical mindset.
The thing is, like,
No. You're all right. You're the guy in the courtroom right now.
I'm
who
just
is
saying, like,
refusing
you
to
know,
give
You're the
judgment
president.
the
answer.
point. The
What
point
would
of
you remember? You're
totalitarianism is like you are like in
The greater good.
And the point of Ozymandias, where he's like 10 steps ahead of things, where like you don't cause a war,
But he was
you
willing.
cause a common enemy,
But
which
he-
is something supernatural.
But he was willing to give up
Yeah.
lives for the common enemy, even though he didn't have
killed
to do
1,000
that.
people
To save exactly. So that,
Yeah.
and then this is my point to you. What are you willing to do, knowing that
Like, he
you?
wouldn't get into the war. He would prevent the future war.
But exactly, and it's still the same thing. Are you willing to sacrifice 30 million lives to stop the war the next day, or are you willing to intercept the attack and all of a sudden, next thing you know, the war lasts 10 years?
Stop the war mad quick.
So you will not intercept on a Tuesday to end the war on a Wednesday.
Pretty much.
All right
Yeah.
then.
I think we all feel that way in this room. Mainly.
Well, I'm saying, and there's no easy
You know
answer.
what? Fuck them people.
Fuck people.
And I'm saying,
more
and it was a
people.
it's a hard question, and I know I extremely simplified it, but I'm like, when I saw this in the video game, I'm like, okay, this introduced me to the concept of utilitarianism. I'm like, okay, I can see this, and now I can see why world leaders and politicians think this way. You have to do the greatest amount of good, and I get it. If you're posed with a situation, it's like you could sacrifice 20,000 to save 50,000. Are you gonna do it? I'm like, mathematically, you have to.
If it's guaranteed.
Yeah, if it's guaranteed, and especially if it means leading to the end of a war, which who knows how long the war is gonna end. I mean, look at Korea. The war never officially ended. Any moment they could go at it again. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so,
I think North Korea would just die.
well, no,
The
of course.
The South all gotta
As soon as they launch a missile,
the South all gotta do is send all them defective Samsung phones over there.
the Note 7s, the
Yeah,
Note 7s that they got.
So
That's
to
it.
jump this back
Send
into
in the
Rebirth.
Go ahead.
Send in the defective notes.
So with the creation of the next narrative, which is going to be the Doomsday Clock, which is pretty much about what we assume is going to be about that, the lives of the many outweighing the lives of the few. What direction do we think the Doomsday Clock's going to take? I mean, what does the Doomsday Clock represent?
I hope it puts the main DC heroes, the Trinity, in the same situation I put you guys in. You sacrifice yourselves, and your universe will be fine. You don't, then you're looking at a war that it'll probably take more lives.
Sterling?
But then, I'm sorry, but it'll still raise the question, is that really guaranteed? Because if you sacrifice yourself for the greater good, you're not there to see the results. So how do you know?
And that's where this whole thing comes in. You're not there, but true. But this is where, and I'm glad you said that, because this is where your subordinates, you trust in your subordinates. So Batman has to trust Dick Grayson. It's like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice myself, but it's up to you and Jason and Tim and Damian to continue where I left off. You know, Superman got Superboy and all this stuff.
No way. So if you have cover, then
they got sidekicks. They got sidekicks that are ready. They've been interning for like 30 years now. They're ready for the position.
I wasn't quite sure what you meant by the Trinity, but now once you mentioned Batman, them.
Yeah, the Trinity is like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's the Trinity. Yeah, so
right.
They got replaced. They got people ready to take over
so then,
where they left off.
Honestly, if that's the case, like if I feel like my subordinates are ready, then it's like, all right.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll give it a shot.
Step aside.
Then in that case.
Yeah. And again, who knows where they're going? Like, but yeah.
I'm gonna say this whole thing is gonna be saved by Crypto the dog. So
you see, I told you, Crypto the dog has the power to end.
He's the main key. He's the major key.
He's the
He's gonna be the.
I got the keys. I got the keys.
He's gonna be the end of every episode from now on.
Yeah.
So who do you think will save the day? Crypto the dog. All right, and we're done here, dude. That was Marvel. It doesn't matter. That's how good he is.
Earlier was someone on that Superman issue, the Detective Comics. Crypto the dog played a major role. Therefore, hinting that he's gonna have a major role.
The dogs are his weakness.
That's it. And I'm happy that we had that whole philosophical conundrum because I remember I spoke to you about like maybe one episode we should talk about that.
Yeah.
The superheroes and their philosophy. So I think this is the introduction to it, and it's not hard because I posed the question to you, and you were like, "No, I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this." But I simplified it. You were like, "Yeah, I'll do this." So you may not consider yourself like for you, Brandon. You may not consider yourself a utilitarianism.
No, that's my slave name. You can't use that. You were saying?
Beat on. So you may not consider yourself a utilitarianist. But when I pose that question to you, it may be leading or not. Who knows? But
I fit into the fold.
You fit into it, but that may not necessarily you agree because you put me in this, what is it, bookends. So yeah, of course I'm gonna agree to that. So it's like okay, so maybe we'll cover that in a future episode of philosophy and superheroes.
That would be a great episode. Actually,
it would. It would be.
And also, just an FYI for everybody out there listening, we don't care about your political beliefs.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody has a say.
Look,
unless you make some crazy fuego take, I'm gonna flame your ass.
As we've said this before, we said this in the first episode we dropped, is that we do pride ourselves in being a very inclusive, discussion-based area.
I'm not a Trump supporter, but I am a mooch believer. I'm a moocher.
The mooch.
For the purpose of entertainment, yes, of course. I do love the Bonitis guy from Futurama.
I'm spicy though.
And we said it. I'm really sad. Spicy left.
Rest in peace.
And we said it too. Is like I think it was the I forgot what episode.
Might have been the Pride Month episode.
Well, whatever. But I said I was like even though we sort of poke fun at like the people that voted for Trump or whatever, but it's like we don't understand where they're coming from. It's like we're not a mining town. We don't understand the concept of like losing like most of our jobs.
It's all
we don't
perspective.
get that exactly.
It's all
So it's like
perspective.
if we were in, we'd say we're in rural Pennsylvania or whatever. Yeah, we'd be pissed off that the local mining job just closed.
Yeah. We
Of course.
we believe in perspective, and
Yeah.
off of that note, it's there was an issue of Superman where it was still the point where he was like, I'm not using. I feel very odd. My abilities aren't working to the ability that I'm used to. And he was just like out farming one day.
Who?
And Superman.
Okay.
And Swamp Thing like fucking jumps out of the water and is like, "You are causing harm to nature." And Superman's like, this was his introduction back into like being in the canon too, Swamp Thing. And Superman's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" in like non-cursing terms. And Swamp Thing's just like, "I need to destroy you because you're literally destroying everything." Because Superman was farming, he was like, "The crops are dying, the water is leaving the rivers. What is going on here?" So what Superman found out from Swamp Thing is that because he wasn't feeding off of the sun in the right way, because he was not 100% Superman, he was feeding off of the environment. He was the reason that nature was dying, because he wasn't the true Superman. This is when they were like split into two people. Because he wasn't the true Superman, he was destroying everything around him. So from Superman's perspective, he wasn't doing anything wrong. He just wasn't sure what was going on. And Swamp Thing, who was one with nature, was just like, "You're the reason this is happening. And the reason it's happening is because you do not have faith in yourself. You don't believe that you are what you're supposed to be. The moment you change your perspective is the moment that nature will strive around you and everything will start to build back to you being an ultimate Superman." And I think that's great, because it's like one person's perspective of like, "I'm confused and I don't know what's going on," to another person having the answers but not understanding what's going on. It's a great issue of just how perspective goes
and that's
into
the whole
play.
point of just having dialogue with anybody. You know?
It's great. Comics are great. They just beautiful things to talk about. I mean, we're clearly biased. So wow, 14 minutes left. We have
All right.
so much time left.
That's a lot of time.
Going off of that, so how are people's perspectives going to be affected in the universe of DC now? I mean, there's so much going on. We talked about the fact that, you know, characters are going to clearly interact and have issues, but what's the end game? How does this end?
Singular universe peace.
A singular
Because you know that.
but, I mean, you can say that, but explain.
But I mean, you know, that's what. If Dr. Manhattan is, if they confirm it in the near future, if he is the guy behind all this, you know, that's what he wants. Because he's not a bad guy. Dr. Manhattan is not a villain. He's not. His methods may be a bit extreme, but ultimately what he wants is peace. You know, and in a way we have to respect that. You know, but he just sees the world and the universe in a different way. You know, he sees it the way he sees our universe, the way we see the universe is in Mass Effect. Big. He sees everything. We don't see that because we're just stuck here. Like here at Earth 718, we're stuck in the Bronx. So we just see the world, Earth, as, you know, a bunch of guys, liberal guys from the Northeast. So this is the way we see the world.
Information. But my name is Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
There you go.
But no, I agree, because, I mean, in my head, I would love it to be like this great big, we're going to destroy Dr. Manhattan type battle. But that's not realistic.
But I mean, just think about when we all went to elementary school, right? That was our world. Then we went to college, and then this is where I'm at high school, and then this is where we all met. You know, I would have never known any one of you guys, and vice versa, if it went for high school. You know, we all came from different parts of the Bronx, different parts of New York, and this is where we all met, and then we all became best friends. We all became brothers.
Expansion continued.
You know, I mean, I met you through your older brother, and like, and I consider you a little brother. So it's like we all became tight.
Fuck you.
You know, fuck you too. So, and then we went to college, and then we, you know, you went to Buffalo. You know, you went to
Buffalo. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Albany. I'm thinking.
All right, you
histories.
don't need to get into my life story.
I'm sorry.
I'm not trying to get.
No,
I'm not trying to get tracked by the government. Trump is trying to kick us out here, giving
Buffalo
my name, my location.
Buffalo is where
Hey.
Turtle's from.
Hey.
So, yes.
This all reminds me that in 1998, The Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell and pulled him at 16 feet
He did.
through an announcer table.
And that shit was crazy.
And you know, that's the multiverse. Clear. That's the multiverse.
Okay, so you went to Albany.
All right.
Expanded. Wait, hold on. Expanded your horizon,
no,
right?
expanded, yes,
right.
everything.
Where was your school located when you went? I forget where.
Orangeburg.
Orangeburg. You went to Syracuse.
Yeah.
Right. I was supposed to go to Syracuse, not Syracuse University, but I gave up on it. I got scared and I settled. I went to Riverdale and I went to New Rochelle.
The government's gonna track us now, Nico. Earth
For what?
718, aka Nico, tracking us through
Listen,
government.
The government got bigger problems.
affiliation.
The government got bigger problems. Trump.
Mexicans.
They got bigger problems.
They got Mexicans.
Mexicans too.
Yeah.
And was it M13?
M16.
MS-13.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying, so by expanding our horizons, we got a broader knowledge of everything. So that's essentially like Dr. Manhattan. He left Earth. So Earth is like the Bronx to him. We understand the Bronx. We get it. So now he's just looking at the overall picture, just like we look at New York, just like we look at the Northeast, just like we look at the country. We need a broader understanding of everything that's in our reality.
I think I mean, usually I just want to argue with you, but this is the issue. Is every time we do these episodes, I agree with you.
Thank you.
I think
I think I have legit points.
our
on my
comic
show.
book information is
My show.
It's his yard.
Excuse me,
It's my yard
It's
now.
the Earth's show. It's not named after you or me. But I think we always find a common ground. I think I opposed you once on this show, and even with that,
You know you don't mean it. You just playing devil's advocate.
devil's advocate. But I appreciate it because that would be
I mean,
a
that's
good way
essentially
to
it.
see the.
I mean, if we
story go
get
on.
godlike powers, what we're going to do? Leave Earth and see what's really going on here.
interaction just leads to messes, and messes are good to avoid.
I'd probably pull up Bruce Almighty and just like
Give everyone big boobs.
get everybody big boobs. Everybody gets McLaren. What
I'm
else?
with it. Hey, no, you can't do that. That's communism. That's socialism. Can't do that. Everybody gets the same thing. You can't do that.
Man,
No.
socialism is everywhere.
But he said everyone gets
Yeah.
big boobs, so even men.
yeah, you
But I'm
get
saying,
big-
but that's socialism.
I
Everybody
would
gets
play
the
with
same
mine
thing.
all the time.
No,
I'll
that's
suck my
communism.
titties.
That's communism. Socialism is more like
Well then.
socialism
Dark-
is more
dark
like a
eyes.
country club. You pay a fee and you get these amenities. That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were about to talk about the sword. I was about to say you got my attention.
No, socialism and communism are two different things.
Yeah, they're two different things.
they
But
are.
the thing is, like in this country,
Yeah,
they like to associate them.
yeah, they consider it the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's fucking different.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
Like all these fucking rich people are like, oh no, socialism is communism. No.
No, it's
You
not.
are paying $300,000 to be in a country club that nobody else can be in
No.
to get your dick sucked by a small caddy in locker. Right?
I mean, that's what we all strive for.
That's
getting
what we strive
sucked
for.
by a small
I want a
Yeah.
cabana boy, so it ain't gotta be a caddy.
caddy. Yeah,
So
I'll-
I just need somebody to like weigh me down with a giant leaf and bring me mimosas. Like I'm not asking for much.
would like a shotgun wedding. I know people oppose them, but I would love one.
Well, anyways, we've got a little too political.
We've gotten too political. I mean, but we're closing.
We're talking
out,
about
so,
comics, right?
Yeah.
We did.
See
fail-
y'all next week.
We we failed to do one thing last episode. I think it was for a purpose. We failed to do our final statements on a Rebirth. So I think this is a good time. We have a few minutes left before we close this out.
Okay.
So I think just overall Rebirth final statements. I'll start off because I clearly was not the provider of information here, and we'll go to the left of me, which will end in Nico. Final statement. I'm just excited to see where Rebirth leads. I think the Doomsday Clock series is going to be a great run. I'm excited to see the character interactions and where the plot's going to go and how everything's going to end. Just because this is a big deal. This is the biggest deal we've gotten in years in comics, and that's
DC.
like
In terms of DC,
In
yes.
terms of DC,
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I'm honestly going to argue. Fuck even Marvel in this sense. I think this is bigger than the Marvel stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because, I
this
mean-
is gonna fix all their crises.
Yeah, because Marvel right now is focusing on their old characters with Legacy. That's the
And-
big deal.
Do I know? Wait, I'm sorry, but
This was my turn to speak.
but I got breaking news.
Breaking news.
I'm not sure if you're aware of it, because we spoke about Secret Empire about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did.
Do you know what happened? What Captain
happened?
America, Steve Rogers did
Who
lately?
the fuck did he kill?
Black Widow.
He killed Black Widow.
It's not he killed Black Widow. It's how he killed Black Widow.
How did he kill Black
Whoa,
Widow?
whoa, what?
He punched Black Widow with his shield, breaking her neck and severing her spine.
Killed her.
Boom.
This happened.
You saw it was like Mortal Kombat. You
This-
saw the X-ray. This all shattered. This all shattered.
Did this happen today-ish?
I'm not sure if it happened today, but it's gonna be in the near future.
They
Steve
showed-
Rogers killed.
All right, you
Black
said in the
Widow.
near future. They
Maybe like next week. I don't know what the episodes are released. Cause I don't follow
the episodes,
the issues.
the issues.
But yes,
wait.
Steve Rogers will kill.
You read it pre-release or?
I read it on IGN, so you know they'll have their previews.
Shout
All
outs.
right.
Shout outs.
So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that down because look, that's big news. But you know what? It doesn't affect the.
It doesn't,
whole-
but I just wanted to drop that bomb.
That's big.
Go
Thanks
ahead,
for dropping that bomb because now I'm gonna have to fucking read the issue that it
He just has to
happens
drop a
in,
bomb every episode. Last
yeah,
week
so-
it was the freaking knowledge that he dropped on us. Now this week,
Yeah,
this.
now knowledge, then bombs of people getting their necks shattered into pieces. First off, he hurt a woman. That's not nice.
It was a woman who killed a lot of people.
Yeah, but he's
And
still
he's like, these hands are
fucking-
bisexual.
he needs to, first off, that man's got more privilege than any character in the history of comic books. Just saying.
But he served his time.
Yeah, so he's
He
a
did his
correct.
time.
But regardless, I think that it'll be fun. It'll be fun to just see where the story goes. The characters, I want to see how they interact. I think it'll be great. I hope that Dr. Manhattan isn't killed at the end. I hope that everyone is
He's
around
gonna die.
so that we get even more and more.
The
character
Watchmen need to be
interactions
full-fledged
further on.
members of the DC universe.
Yes, agreed.
They need to.
Alan
Izaku.
Moore agreed.
My thoughts on all this shit.
He's
honestly.
like, oh god, it was a lot thrown at me. Where do I start?
So
throwing at
Captain America killed us.
Yo, Captain America killed Black Widow. Yo, that shit was crazy.
Nah, but in terms of Rebirth
I
and
don't know
all
how
this
they
shit.
handle that in movies.
No, God.
At the end of Infinity War, he's like, "Fuck you, bitch," and that was it.
Roll credits before people get mad.
And then protests will begin. SJWs everywhere.
Oh God. But in terms of Rebirth, honestly, it's just I have a lot to catch up on. I want all the juicy details, and now with everything that Nick taught us last week in mind, I'm gonna keep doing my research, keep studying this whole storyline, look back and read all the previous storylines so that I know what they're fixing. Yeah, I got a lot of homework ahead of me now.
The world is your oyster, and it's an oyster covered in ink and boxes that hold story in it.
I didn't get that analogy.
If the boxes are closed, remember, if the boxes are closed, it's an infinite number of possible stories.
I mean,
But
look,
what's in the box?
in all
What's in the
fairness,
box?
I've been drunk since we filmed the last episode.
What the fuck is
so-
in the box?
I've been drunk since we filmed the last episode, so
What's this got to do with anything right now?
what I'm saying is, if
Damn, you've been drunk for a wink?
if
a
I,
wink?
hey, yeah,
wait,
so-
oh
A
man.
wink.
oh,
You're
wang,
still
wing.
chicken wang,
Chicken wing.
What I'm
What
saying
kind
is,
of time measurement is that?
I've been in hyperbolic chamber, so we're all good.
Oh, you been training for the cell games?
Yeah,
Alright.
you know.
Yo, my man still posted up. Right?
Yeah, he posted up right
Look,
there.
that's 2 times this episode, 2 times last episode.
No, this is the first Dragon Ball Z.
No, we've been representing Dragon Ball Z because we
All
got
night.
issues.
all night. It's
Specifically
just-
with Goku, but we'll get there.
too
Fuck
much.
that.
Worst father ever.
Shout out to our sponsors, Crunchyroll, for keeping episodes free until it's the latest one.
Please.
What? Oh, okay.
Sterling, your perspective, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is this whole rebirth is turning me into, as I referenced in the last episode, where it said that Nico's going to be the guy posting things on the wall and putting pins and connecting it with like yarn and shit. That's me already. Like there's just too many issues going on, and keeping up with everything to keep the perspective of the main story is crazy.
It's a good thing we have a scribe to mark it all down over here.
Yeah,
why
man,
not
like
do it?
comics are already $5 a piece. I'm
Yeah,
spending
right.
like
That's
like
crazy,
120 a week. What's going on?
3 to 5 important ones. 5.
Man, if it's $3, I'd rather buy a magic pack.
No, but
Yeah.
issues usually have been $3.
I blame
DC
you guys for getting
decided
into this. I
$5.
blame y'all.
If anything, I'd rather just.
If I become bankrupt because of this, it's because of y'all.
I'm just
We
saying.
got him now. He's gonna buy all the comics. He's gonna buy all the magic cards. He's like, guys, I'm broke.
No, not the magic cards. It's the comics. It's just the comics alone are ridiculous.
If you're not reading,
But the stories are worth it. They're worth it.
If you're not reading how,
Hopefully.
if you're not reading Planet of the Apes and Green Lantern Corps, like, you're like a piece of shit because that's.
Wow.
I have
We're
like
judging people
2
right
issues,
now.
but it's pretty good. I think.
Judging people.
I'm biased though. I like monkeys.
Alright. What he recommended was a Planet of the Apes and Green Lantern. So
No, the Planet of the Apes Green Lantern.
Wait, is it crossover?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
All
great.
right. Oh, okay,
Cornelius is like a Green Lantern himself. It's
Who?
awesome. Cornelius.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spoilers.
Okay.
It's fucking
Spoilers.
awesome. No,
Yeah.
but I mean that's like he's a central
I
part.
feel like now we're like, well, Kevin Smith spoilers.
Sinestro and Hal Jordan are working together to save him because he's locked up. It's
Wow.
so good.
Wow.
At least in my opinion, I think it's great.
Is that sound guy okay?
And a sound guy, you good?
You good? Okay.
Nico,
Just need my ears to get.
you closing it out for us.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the whole Rebirth thing?
I think as of right now, it's great because of the possibilities that could entail. You know, and I said the same thing with Marvel in terms of Secret Empire. Don't chicken out. Run with it. People are gonna be pissed off naturally because with any change,
This is the society we live in.
people are gonna be pissed off. But I'm like, they'll get over it. Run with it. If you want to fix shit, please fix it. Like, cause there's a lot of continuity errors. I was pissed off when you came out.
1 second.
Sorry, there's a fire at their kitchen.
There was I was pissed off that, you know, with the I loved the New 52 Batman. Was it Scott Snyder, Grant Morrison? I loved them. Sterling and I, we met them. We got their autograph. They're awesome dudes. So I loved their run, and you know, and Scott Snyder said that if it wasn't for the New 52, his arc in Batman would have been like Batman issue 1000 something. So luckily it wasn't. It was issue 1. So it got the headline that it should have because it was a great story. It was a great run. But like, stop going back. Stop. Like, we want to see, like, you introduced us in the cartoons to Terry McGinnis. We want to see Terry McGinnis. You tease. I want to say tease. You tease Dick Grayson as Batman.
Well,
Go with it. You know.
no, they're going with it. Like Terry McGinnis is.
Yeah, he's got his own Batman
Yeah.
Beyond.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying. But like, run with that.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson as Batman. Run with it. Like, there's people to fill these roles, and I understand that. I understand business. That these are your money makers. Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Diana Prince. I get it. But it's like at some point, it's like we want to see new people in these roles because it creates new stories.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we talked about this during Secret Empire,
Yeah.
but it's even in the sense of Nick Spencer, who has been getting daily death threats for how long now because he changed a key character. I'm
and
sure he's
getting death threats because it's working. People are responding,
exactly.
even though they're a bit extreme. But they're responding to it.
That's what being a creative is you're getting a response. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You're doing your job. I mean, it's the same as Sherlock Holmes dying and fucking Arthur Conan Doyle.
It's just like being a wrestler.
Yeah.
The worst response to being a wrestler when you walk out on that ramp is getting no response.
Yeah, or that.
Quiet. You rather have cheers or boos. At least you're getting something, and that's why the creators, Vince in this case for wrestling, Triple H, will be like, okay, people are booing you, we're gonna make you a bad guy. Give them a reason to boo you. Or if not, we're gonna run with you because they're gonna boo you regardless. But you're getting a response, meaning that you're getting recognition regardless. You know.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think that was a great response.
And also, like
getting a
this
reaction.
whole Rebirth thing, it's just one giant what if, which is great.
Which would be canon.
Great, because it's not. We don't have all the facts.
Not yet. Well,
Not
probably
yet.
at the end of 2017, everything will be settled. But again, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?
I'm sure we're gonna have a conclusionary episode of
Oh no, we will. Hopefully, it'll be the end of
podcast,
2017 if nothing's delayed or whatever. But again, you know, we're all human. We all have delays. We need extra time. Who knows when this is gonna end?
I think this was a great conversation we had on this 2-week Rebirth episode. So before I give the conclusion, again, as always, we're gonna close with some shout outs. I'll start. I always end. I feel like I should start this time.
How many do we get this time?
As many as you want.
Shout
out to the writers who aren't afraid to, get a reaction,
Writers
whether
ain't
it's
no
seriously,
bitches.
negative
seriously.
or positive.
Bro.
Because we really appreciate the fact that you're willing to take that big step in a direction that a lot of people may
It takes a
oppose.
big person to receive death threats and continue.
Right, thank you for that. I know it was your shout out, but
Wow, I was just
you
I
were
was
bouncing
adding
off.
it in.
I just felt
I
like
was just about
Riffing off.
again.
I was just throwing it in there.
I was riffing off. I was riffing with negativity. Fuck it.
Wow. Okay.
And then the last shout out is just to the fans that love developments like this. Because it's one thing to write it, but it's also great to be one person who isn't going to just shit on it because you hate it. people who are willing to see change and enjoy it in a way that's different from what they're used to. I appreciate that you're able to see it from that eye. So thank you to you guys, writers and fans.
Shout outs. Shout outs to Marvel for killing Black Widow. That was out of nowhere.
Going there.
Allegedly.
No, I seen the pictures. It's not allegedly. It's coming out.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. It's happening.
Nah, but
We'll see it.
This is the point of no return.
We see it when we see it.
I mean, and shout outs to NYFD, fire department. I'm sure you guys are doing a great job saving lives.
Because you keep interrupting our podcast.
Clearly, you guys are working hard,
But
so
you got a more important job than we do. So
I guess. Nah, but for real, shout outs to all the men and women that service this great city.
There you go. Sterling.
I would like to say shout outs to the listeners out there. Thanks for rocking with us again. We appreciate your listens.
Mm-hmm.
Also, don't be afraid to comment. Leave us,
Don't be no bitches.
Exactly.
No.
Leave us some comments.
Feedback.
Feedback of what
Yes.
we can make.
Yes.
We can make better,
Make this better.
or any topics you want us to hit, or if you want a shout out, we can shout you out.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. It doesn't cost anything to shoot your shot, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It just costs a second of your time.
That's it.
Yeah.
This.
And also, shout out to everybody here. I love doing this every week. It's great.
Glad to have you here.
Kind of getting tired of Brandon, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's not my name.
Don B.
Don B.
Don B.
Nico. Shout outs.
Just shout outs to everybody who listens, and again, once again, shout outs to Arcus who suggested this
You the
Topic?
real hero.
to us. I know at first. I know for me personally.
Wait, no, say that again. I'm too drunk and I was
I'm
looking
too
at my
drunk
glass.
to taste chicken.
Um,
Shout outs to everyone who listens, and shout outs
Yo, my man,
especially
they
to
heard. They heard.
Hey,
I heard. Hey.
Hey.
The New York City.
No, chill. Don't say it's lit. They might come
Oh,
up here.
Yeah, right. We'll let them pass. Hold on.
They're like 2 blocks down.
Do I hear now?
That was the loudest part
All right.
of it.
Nah,
So,
we good now, we good.
all right. So shout outs to everyone who listens, and shout outs to Arcus who has listened to us and suggested that are we gonna cover New 52? I mean, New 52 Rebirth. I'm sorry, which they're related.
52.
So, shout outs to him because honestly, I wasn't interested in Rebirth because I was like another timeline change. I'm like, been there, done that. But because he suggested it, I'm like, okay, let me look into this. And I was like, oh, this shit's kind of crazy. So like, shout outs to him. And honestly, shout outs to anybody, like, to just a piggyback on what Sterling said, that has a suggestion, a feedback, whatever. Like, we do this for y'all. We have fun with it, but ultimately, we want to cater to the listeners. So,
We want to create a community.
yeah. So if you got a suggestion,
T-shirts.
we got T-shirts
Alright,
coming.
chill.
So, no,
We
but for
gotta
real
get
though.
people first.
Yeah, but for real, if you got a suggestion or whatever, just say, we'll talk about it. If you want to be on the guest on the show, whatever, let us know. Whatever, work something out. But yeah, we all have fun doing this. It's about fun, so just let us know.
Let us know. I think that's great. That was a great way to end out the shout-out segment of this. And now to close things out. I want to thank you guys for listening this time around on our first 2-part episode. I think we had a lot of fun doing this. We were talking about something that a good portion of us didn't know
We'll probably
quite.
pick this up again like toward the end of 2017.
Yeah, we'll close it out. But
Yeah.
this was something that a good portion of us didn't really have a lot of information on. So it was just nice to look up and learn about in the time that we had and just read up about all the new things that were happening with DC. Mainly because I think a good portion of us here are Marvel fans specifically. Again, so it was nice to just tackle this.
Yes, it was.
We really do love just the fact that with creative writing we can have these storylines that change something that's been produced for so long. So if there's any other storyline you would like for us to tackle that relates to something like that, whether Marvel's Secret Empire again, if you'd like to see how we close things out for that, or Rebirth at the end, or even Image Comics, something that they do to change up their whole...
Whatever, it don't matter.
you know,
Let us know.
Or even some manga. We're not
anything.
afraid to
Yeah.
dive into manga.
Manga, anime, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever.
We aim to be a podcast.
As long as there's a source material we can look up, we'll do it.
And talk shit about
And
it.
we probably read it.
And
Yeah,
Reddit.
yeah, most likely we probably read it
Yeah.
or know about it.
We aim to be a podcast that pleases all of our fans. That deals with not just comics and not just movies and television, but entertainment as a whole, pop culture as a whole, as a whole.
As a whole.
As a whole. But thanks again, really, for listening. This is our 6th episode. I mean, this was something we thought about in 5 minutes of just being drunk, and we thought it would be a great idea.
And as of right now, I think we've been increasing listenership every time.
Yeah,
So
a few every day keeps our dicks at bay.
keeps our dicks
What?
on.
That sounds rapey. We'll stop right there.
Man.
But hey, regardless,
There go all our followers.
Regardless, we appreciate everybody listening. We just, like I said, it's fun for us. Hope it's fun for you.
Yeah.
We're trying to be as interactive as possible. So feel free to chime in.
And
Even
also, keep coming along with us in this journey because it's all new to us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our show. Not
Our
only
show.
the people that are here, but also the viewers.
Everyone.
This is our show.
Trust
So,
me, you message below, we'll take you in as a
yeah,
guest.
we
easily.
will read it. We
don't
will
mind.
comment on it. Just do it.
We'll
Let's
take you as a
just
guest
take
if you're
our
from New York. Like if you're
Yeah.
from somewhere else, we can't pay for plane
We're
time,
not.
so
Yeah, we're not.
We're not
paying
there
for
yet.
We're still
If
working.
we, if
we're
we
still
get the
working on.
sponsors,
We're still working on the phone in, so eventually we get that down and we can call in whatever. But we're little by
Also-
little we're getting there. We're
You
getting
know,
there.
I'll probably cop the trap phone just for that.
If you're Adidas and you're listening, hey, we'll definitely take your
Why stop
sponsorship.
at Adidas? Jesus
Jesus
Kanye.
Christ.
we only want to talk to Kanye.
Yeah,
But yes.
but what if you don't want to talk to us?
that's true. That's true.
But really, thanks again, guys, for
Seriously.
listening to another episode, our 6th episode of Earth 718.
It's been fun,
It's been really fun.
and we hope we continue.
We definitely will.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time on another episode of Earth 718.
Yeah.